All right, let's dive in. We're tackling one of the Bible's most intense books, Revelation. But what if we've been looking at it all wrong? What if, instead of just being a timeline of destruction, it's actually a kind of epic love story? Today, we're going to explore a view that reframes the famous seals, trumpets, and bowls not as chaos, but as a deliberate process of unveiling something beautiful. Let's get into it.
So much of the book seems to hinge on this one incredible invitation. Come hither, I will show thee the bride, the Lamb's wife. But here's the twist. You have to look at who's delivering the message. The text says it's an angel who is literally holding a vial of the final plagues. So you have an angel of judgment inviting us to a wedding. I mean, talk about a contrast, right?
And that's really the central question, isn't it? It feels like a massive contradiction. On one hand, you've got these symbols of final, terrifying judgment, and on the other, this breathtaking image of a bride. How do those two things even fit together? That's the mystery we're going to try to unravel.
And this might just be the key that unlocks the entire thing. The perspective we're exploring asks a really powerful question. What if this isn't a linear play-by-play of disasters? What if the seals, trumpets, and bowls are actually describing a single, three-part process of spiritual revelation?
This table here really lays out the whole framework. See, instead of just random chaos, what we get is this clear three-stage progression. First, you have the seals. Their purpose? Spiritual unveiling. The keyword is reveal. Then come the trumpets, and they act as warnings, so their keyword is warn. And finally, the bowls, which bring judgment on all falsehood. Their keyword is purify. Reveal, warn, and purify. It's a deliberate, meaningful flow.
Okay, but to really get this, we have to sort of redefine a couple of key terms we think we know. Let's start with vial. We usually picture something, dark and sinister. But the original Greek word phiale actually refers to a sacred priestly bowl, kind of like this one, used for offerings. And that one little detail, it changes everything. It shifts the whole context from random destruction to a formal, priestly, and purposeful act.
And it's the same deal with the word plague. This view connects these events all the way back to the plagues of Egypt. And you have to remember what those plagues led to. It wasn't just punishment for Egypt, right? It was deliverance for Israel. So in this light, the plagues of Revelation are this righteous exposure of corruption, and they're designed to break chains and set people free.
So, let's jump into part one of this process, the opening of the 7 seals. This whole section is about spiritual unveiling. It's about pulling back the curtain to show us what was really accomplished through Jesus.
For example, the white horse of the first seal is seen here not as some warlike conqueror, but as the gospel message itself, going out and conquering hearts. And the earthquake of the 6th seal? It's not necessarily a literal quake, but the total shaking and collapse of the old corrupt religious order. Each seal just peels back another layer to reveal a spiritual truth.
Okay, so once the truth is revealed, what comes next? The warning. And that's the entire purpose of the 7 trumpets. They aren't just blasts of destruction, they are merciful alarms from God, basically screaming for people to wake up and turn back. And the imagery here is just, wow, it's so powerful. You have a mountain falling into the sea, which is a warning against these corrupt human kingdoms. You have the star, wormwood, representing bitter, poisonous teachings that corrupt the truth. And the locusts, they warn against the torment that comes from spiritual deception. Each trumpet is an urgent symbolic alarm.
But what happens when those warnings are ignored? Well, that brings us to the third and final part of this process, the pouring out of the 7 bowls. This is the ultimate consequence, a final, definitive act of purification. And these bowls aren't random. They are targeted, they're specific. When the rivers turn to blood, it symbolizes judgment on polluted sources of truth. When darkness falls on the throne of the beast, it's a total exposure of false authority. And that final bowl, with its cry of, "It is done," that's it. It's the declaration that the old, false system is completely and totally finished. So, here's the crucial point. This whole 3-act drama of revealing and warning and purifying, it isn't an end in itself. It's not the main event. It's all just setting the stage for one single, magnificent purpose.
And boom, we're right back where we started. The entire intense cosmic process has been about clearing the stage, removing every counterfeit, and tearing down every lie so that the true beauty of the bride could finally be seen.
It's actually really cool to look at the original Greek for a second. The phrase is tin nymphen to arneo tin genika,
It literally means the bride, the wife of the Lamb. The language isn't just formal, it's deeply personal, it's intimate. This isn't just about a people group, it's about a beloved wife. That's the relationship this whole cosmic drama was meant to reveal.
So if you take away one thing, let it be this. The judgment in Revelation, from this perspective, isn't about destroying people, it's about destroying falsehood. Think of it like this. The plagues are like a powerful force that shatters the rough exterior of a rock to reveal the perfect diamond within. They're instruments designed to remove everything that's hiding the truth.
And the source material centers this entire process right here, at the cross. It's the finished work of the cross that opens the seals, revealing the new covenant. It's the cross that sounds the trumpets, declaring his work is done. And it's the truth of the cross that pours out the bowls, exposing all falsehood. Everything flows from this one central event, all leading to one ultimate result. The bride is revealed.
I mean, this quote from our source material just sums it all up perfectly. The goal was never destruction for its own sake. The goal was always revelation. The removal of the counterfeit so that the genuine could finally shine.
And that's the thought I really want to leave you with. What if we reread these difficult and sometimes scary passages not as a roadmap of terror, but as a love story? A story about a God who is willing to shake the heavens and the earth, not to destroy, but to finally and fully reveal his cherished bride.